It's the GGT family. You got MJ and Amy and Baby G. Coach MJ, he pull mid-range, give you lockdown defense. It's the vlog of the year, just a family from Dixon. GGT family.
What's up, YouTube? We're finally here.
Our first video, so thank you for tuning in. It's going to be a little awkward, so bear with us.
We are the GGT family.
Yeah, we're the GGT family. What does GGT stand for? Tell them. Little camera shy. GGT stands for God-Given Talent.
So I started God-Given Talent Basketball this year, which is a movement. Me trying to help players, youth, high school, college, even some grown men, trying to help them get to the next level.
Whatever that may be. So, for instance, some people that Mark knows, some kids that he's training, they just want to play on the high school team versus some players who are already like 21 and they want to go play overseas. And that's where Mark comes in because he already has that firsthand experience. So besides just being a skills trainer, he can really mentor them and just give them information all around about what's going to take to get to that next level.
And I always try to tell the guys, like we are a family, we are a unit, we are a team.
And girls, he trains girls too.
Thank you very much. Yes. Shout out to all my girl GGT members. I always like to say Team GGT.
Yep.
We're a group, all of us. All of us trying to maximize our talent so we all can get to the next level. And with my experience playing at the professional level, and now that I'm a basketball skills trainer, I don't just do the skill work. I also try to mentor. I try to give them an idea of what it takes because I went through that stage without any help. No mentor. My parents didn't really have any money to get me a personal trainer. So everything I did
was just off his raw talent, which is why, hence, God-given talent. But obviously, when you have someone there or you have the resources, you're going to get a lot farther, which is why we called it God-given talent basketball, which it's about having your natural skills, embracing them, and knowing, how to maximize them. That's about GGT basketball. The GGT family is kind of along those same lines. All of us are so different. As you can see, me and Mark are complete opposites in every way. And so, opening day's around the corner. We each we're trying to recruit one of our kids to join our side.
They're both gonna be Laker fans. I keep telling her, it's like, why would you let your kids grow up depressed? You know what I'm saying? Like why would you?
I can understand that, but the point is,
that's terrible.
We're here in Northern California. We're gonna take them to some Kings games. They're gonna see what it's all about, being the most loyal fans in the NBA league. Thank you very much. No. We're opposites. We each have our God-given talent, and obviously we just decided to make this channel where we're going to be making videos showing how we're all trying to maximize those strengths that we have.
The reason why we started this channel is to make an impact. That's the biggest thing, is a positive impact. With all the negativity that's going on in this world, this is the best way for us to engage with you guys, to help you guys, not even just for basketball, whatever it is that you have a passion for.
That's why I think our channel is going to be so much different than everybody's, because we really, even individually, we don't fit into a box. You can't just label us one thing. So together as a family, we're just all over the place. So we're always going to have all kinds of different videos chronicling all the different things that we're into, from me trying to be vegan and getting us to be vegan, and coming back from losing this baby weight and getting back into my active athletic lifestyle. We're just going to be all over the place. So we're excited for that, and of course to share it with you guys, our friends and family out there, and hopefully inspire other people along the way.
Amy, aka Mrs. GGT, she's a strong woman. She's a feminist, a social activist, not just for race, but environmental as well. She supports the LGBT community. She's very, very vocal when it comes to things like that. With this platform, with us trying to work together, now we can really make a bigger impact and talk about these things and build a community where not only are we all helping each other, but at the same time, we're also helping the world, really.
Right, and so in that vein, when Mark talked about the whole YouTube thing, I was super hesitant. I did not want to do it. But then I just started thinking about it, and he was talking about having a platform to talk about things that I'm passionate about, and reaching more people, which I started thinking. Little nasty girl. There's no difference than me always posting on Facebook these long ass paragraphs about things that I'm passionate about. So it's what's the difference between that and getting in front of a camera. And I mean, I feel like what I want to get out of this, besides that and me being able to like share my thoughts and feelings with everyone, is just the fact that if we can inspire people to, again, just embrace all the different parts of you, like, because again, neither of us fits into a label. Like, you don't have to be one thing. Like, embrace all of it. And I feel like that's what I want as a woman on YouTube. You know, there's so many different families out there, and I want to show just like, you know, all the different diversity of women, and how I within myself have all these different labels that I fall under.
So we live out here in Dixon, California, basically farmland. Up here in Northern California. You know, we're in between Sacramento and the Bay Area.
This is my hometown. This is where I grew up. I actually was born in the Valley Joe. What up, what up? But I was, raised in this small little hick town. And don't get me wrong, I moved out as soon as I could. I went to school in Cal State San Bernardino.
So I'm from Southern California, born and raised, SD, San Diego, 619. It's definitely a big culture change, which is funny to say just because, you know, I've played in different countries, but...
So the only reason we're here is because obviously now we have 2 kids. We decided to just make the big move, come out here. It has been a big help, and then since then we've had MJ, so it's even more important to be out here. To be
honest, I don't know, but if we wouldn't have moved out here, I would have never started God Given Talent basketball.
That's very true.
There would be no GGT, you know, just because my mindset when I was in San Diego was so different compared to when we moved here. You know, when we moved here, yeah, it was a grind. It was tough. I was trying to figure out what, you know, life after basketball. Like, what am I going to do to support my family? And I remember when we first moved here, for almost, was it 9 months, my uncle, shout out to my uncle, A Simple Way to Move, best moving company out here in Sacramento. I worked for him for almost 9 months, moving furniture, you know, just so I can work quick and provide for my family. And that was one of the hardest jobs in my life.
Right.
You know,
you could just tell, like, he was not happy, which eventually affected, like, the home life. I was not happy, and I'm just really grateful that eventually he had, like, an epiphany of why, you know, he wanted to start getting back into basketball and helping other people and all that good stuff. So that's why we're in Dixon, but I think we should kind of rewind. We kind of brainstormed some questions that we thought would help you guys get to know us a little bit better. So let's back up and kind of start with me and Mark, and what changed when you finally did propose to me.
I was ready to pop him out. So, I mean, she popped him out, but you know what I mean. So, yeah, that was one of the biggest reasons. At the end of the day, I knew I was going to marry her, but during that time, I was like, man, like, you know, I think this is a good time, you know, age-wise, like, shoot, like, I want to have kids. So I didn't mind. I didn't have to be married to have kids, but you know, she wanted to go by the book, which is cool, you know.
Oh, yeah, he's hungry. So we'll be right back.
Little quick break. Got to feed the baby.
Okay, so we're back. The hardest thing about being a parent is just...
For me, it's learning how to be patient, because I'm not a patient person. She can tell you that. Well, you're not either.
I'm not. I feel like I'm less patient than Mark is. But definitely, like, learning to have patience is a big one. And it's funny because, like, Genesis is the most, like she tries us every day, every moment.
She be challenging us.
She challenges us. And so, like, really tests the boundaries all the time. And I don't think every kid's like that. But for me, also, it's just, like, trusting yourself, because everyone's going to have an opinion about, you know, how you should raise your kid, and it's just not applicable for every family.
Yeah.
And I feel like no one method is right for, like, even in our family, like, MJ might be a complete opposite of Genesis. We might not have to discipline him the way we have to discipline her, because she's so strong-spirited. So I think that that's the hardest thing about a parent, is just learning that, okay, before I was a parent, I thought I was going to do X, Y, and Z. And now that we're here, like, you just adapt. And you have to go by what you think is right. So it's hard to trust that. And then you're over, like, for me as a mom, like, always dealing with guilt. Like, mommy guilt is a bitch. I'm always dealing with that. So for me, that's, like, one of the hardest things, is having guilt and overcoming it. And again, just, like, trusting yourself.
With her, you know, I just want to make sure that at the end of the day, like, we have a special bond as a father and daughter.
Let's talk about us. Like, how would you describe me in a nutshell?
She's so smart, so intelligent, so talented. Makes me push myself to, you know, really just be knowledgeable you know, just about what's going on in the world. That's what I love about her, is that, you know, she's also very outspoken. Whenever I see her post things about that, sometimes I'm just like in awe. She should be doing this at a bigger scale. You know, she's a great writer. Sometimes I'll be telling her, hey baby, can you write my caption? You know what I'm saying? Like,
no, he does that a lot.
Yeah, yeah, sure. It's like, I know what I got.
I'm over here like sitting down to eat dinner, and he's like, can you write my caption for me? And I'm like, if you don't get the fuck out of my face right now.
Describe me then.
So I would describe Mark as being very, again, passionate. This is the first thing that comes to mind. He's passionate about everything that he loves and all of his interests, which include basketball and his family. Besides passionate, he's very determined, and like he's like a dreamer. So like the sky's the limit. He's just very ambitious is another word. With that is confidence, but unfortunately like he can be very arrogant sometimes. But on the other hand, he is very loving. So it's funny because I would say he's as loving as he is all those other things. So he loves hard, and obviously as his wife I can attest to that. I feel like he doesn't show that side as much as all the other stuff, but definitely it's there. Like he's very loyal, and yeah, like his ride or dies, his day ones, like he would basically do anything for them. So yeah, that kind of sums up.
I like it. I like it.
Just to kind of finish this off, where do you see yourself in 10 years?
I can't see myself working a regular job. I can't see myself with a 9 to 5. Like I have to, of course, with the whole basketball thing, you know, I was able to do that. I was just waking up and playing basketball, getting paid for that. But now, you know, that I'm done, it's like I'm already trying to figure out, okay, what's my next move? What am I gonna do? What can I do that makes me happy every day, and live off that? And I see myself in 10 years, you know, doing that. You know, living a good life, waking up every day, being my own boss. I see God-given talent basketball doing big things in 10 years. In my mind, I'm not even thinking 10 years. I'm thinking, where am I gonna be at in 3 years, in 4 years? So that's what I see with everything that we're doing as a family, trying to set an example for our kids. As parents, we have to set an example, and I feel like the way we are and how we are and what we believe in, I expect big things from my kids. That's exactly what I'm going to expect from them by creating, right now, in my mind, creating a legacy, creating a path that they can follow. It doesn't have to be exactly the same thing, but it could be even better. So I'm trying to set the bar high now as they're small. So as they grow into this and they grow up into this type of environment, that's going to make them successful. Where do you see yourself, and where do you see us as a family in 10 years?
Oh, that's a hard question. I just feel like in 10 years, wow. It's funny because all those things that like he wants, like I'm just so different, like on a fundamental level. Like he's got that super entrepreneur like spirit, whereas me, like I don't want to have my own business. I don't want to be like that person. Like he's always like, don't you want to be your own boss? And like I don't. Like I'm someone, like I want to play a role in a bigger picture. I want to be able to go to work my ass off, contribute, and like feel like I'm giving back and making a difference, and then leaving it at work, clocking out, going home, and enjoying my time with my family, being present like at all times mentally, just there and just immersed in whatever I'm doing, you know, whether I'm at work or at home, but that's it. Not being like on call 24/7 with my business and stuff. So just, yeah, in 10 years more specifically, like I want to, well, hopefully in 5 years have my master's, and then by 10 years have probably a PhD. I'm not sure in what, but I definitely want my master's in probably like organizational leadership. And then just, yeah, I just want to continue developing as a professional. Which I know he kind of like scoffs at that, like you're working for the man, you know, which it is pretty funny that like me of all people would want to do that, but it's just again about being able to have that separation of things. And of course I could still be a boss or like a manager or like an executive level, which is definitely what I see for myself one day as
which
a leader.
I keep telling her she can be that for GGT Inc. or the GGT brand. I keep telling her, you know, we've been butting heads. I'm like, at the end of the day, I was like, it's inevitable to me what we're going to become and what I am trying to create here. And I'm like, why don't you just bring all of that talent, you know, to what we're doing here, what she is. But it's like, to her, like she still wants to do that. Like even if everything goes well with what we're trying to do, what we're trying to create, like she always keeps telling me, like, you know, like I still want to do that stuff. I still want to help people or work and do this. And, you know, it's to the point, you know, as long as she's happy, you know, as long as she's still putting in and with what we're doing, I know, to be honest, that it's probably going to change as time goes on. And I told her, like, let's do something with our family. Like, let's be successful where we don't have to be gone for 8 hours away from each other. We don't have to drop off our kids at a daycare or whatever. Like, we're actually together all the time. I can go do my basketball. She can travel and help other people and everything like that. That is what I envision, to me, is going to happen. She always tells me, like, don't talk to me like how you talk to your players. Of course, like, I motivate them. I try to push them to be better than who they are.
Like, you're not my coach, you're my partner.
Which is true, but at the same time, it's like, I feel that, you know, she knows I'm right, because she knows, like she said, like, she doesn't show it, but she is confident, and she knows what she can do.
That's the thing, like, we're just so opposite and so fundamentally different that, like, one's not better than the other. And, like, the way I support you and doing what you want to do, which is different from what I want to do, like, you need to give me that same support and what I want to do, which it's not necessarily what you think is the best thing to do, but that's not the point.
She's kind of right, I guess, but...
So, yeah, but I mean, that's just kind of...
This is just a little preview of what you guys are going to see moving on with us and our family every day.
Learning, we're growing, we're not perfect. Like, there can be times where, like, you see, like, the way that me and Mark can, like, bicker and, like, argue with each other and kind of, like, tease each other, make fun of each other, piss each other off, get on each other's nerves. But at the end of the day, like, we are our number one, like, fans for each other. So
we're both trying to get to the next level together, and that's what you guys are going to see it through this process of us building not only our family, but building up to our goals, both of our own individual goals as well as our goals together. We're going to do some crazy stuff, some fun stuff with YouTube.
Try new things that we wouldn't normally do, adventures.
Yeah, but at the same time, we're here to make an impact. We're here to make a statement.
Right, to be more serious and again to, like, get across a message to people and try to inspire them to go do something, which is really to maximize your God-given talent.
Exactly. The GGT family. Subscribe, follow this journey, because we're going to be here. We're going to post every week. We're hoping that you guys are also going to be inspired and to see where we're going to start off and what we're going to become as time goes on. Would love to engage with you guys. If you guys have any questions, you know, all my athletes out there when it comes to basketball, you know, I also have my God-Given Talent basketball YouTube page. You know, you guys go subscribe there. Check that out for all my hardcore basketball fans. And here with the GGT family, anything that you guys want to ask from her, we're here, you know, like we're here. We want to talk to you guys, and we all want to help each other.
Right, or even if you have tips for us, for, like, if you see that we're talking about, you know, our parenting struggles or, you know, whatever, as a professional, this is what I'm dealing with this week, and you guys have comments and advice for us, then by all means, we're all ears too, because, like we said, we're not perfect, we're learning every day too. So just, again, that engagement where we can all kind of help each other and be one big Team GGT. Opening day, we're going to watch some games.
Yes.
And it's the start of the NBA season.
Western Conference. We're going to the Western Conference Championship.
They're not going to steal any more Western Conference finals from us.
Stop it. Stop it. Everybody has God-given talent. How do you maximize yours? They're not even going to make the playoffs. All right, then. Peace.
Family. You got MJ and Amy and Baby G. Coach MJ, he pull mid-range, give you lockdown defense. It's the vlog of the year, just a family from Dixon.